So good morning. It is very early again. It's just gone 6 in the morning. Start of a new working week. I'm going to let off some steam today. So I thought, what could I do for this episode? I just thought, what things make me annoyed in terms of fragrances as well? Because you don't want to start a week feeling angry, do you? You want to feel like it's, a new week. You feel good mood. So sometimes it can be difficult to feel like that first thing in the morning. But I have got my buttermints, so that'll cheer me up anyway. But I'm in a good mood anyway. Nice curry last night for my brother's birthday, and I'm absolutely stuffed this morning. I've had breakfast, but I didn't really want it. But I'm still going to eat the mints. That's the main thing. So really, what I've got today is I've got 3, let's say, fragrance-related topics. And I might as well eat a buttermint to calm myself down while I do it. If you haven't seen these before, I always eat buttermints on the way, just like a little treat to myself. I'm not hungry at all. So the first topic that's kind of grinding my gears over the last couple of days is sort of headlines about perfumes and fragrances, and essentially saying that they're not good for you. So there's a lot of headlines out there that say spraying perfumes on yourself or inhaling them in the form of candles and whatnot can potentially give you cancer, can cause infertility, all these things. Now, research needs to be there, okay? I'm not against the research. I'm not against people trying to find out if things are good or bad for you. We know there's alcohol in fragrances and oils and whatever, and maybe spraying some of those synthetics on your skin may not be good for you. Of course, these things have been tested for safety and whatever, but that doesn't mean that there can't be research that says there's some risks with having them. What annoys me is the headlines, the sensationalist headlines that say something's own, gives you cancer, your favourite perfume, blah blah blah, shouldn't wear them anymore. Now, first of all, when you look at sometimes a bit more into the research, some of the studies have been done on rats. Some of them have been testing people that weren't well in the first place. They had other health issues, other complications. And obviously I've done research papers before with university studies, blah, blah, blah. Every study has its limitations. And to say that it's necessarily just the fragrance alone that's causing this, and not mentioning the limitations, which is what the stories don't mention, they just want to sell the headline through a controversial headline, story clickbait essentially. It makes people panic and worry and think, I can't do that, I can't wear this, I can't, wear that. Now, I was thinking this, I consider my daily life, what do I get up to in my day? I wake up, okay, so that's fine, probably don't get enough sleep, so already I've been told I've probably got some sort of, heart-related issue because I don't get enough sleep. Get stressful, life's stressful, so you're going to be told that that's going to kill you as well. I go for a run, I've been told ultra running, which probably is true, isn't good for you. So you've had all these other issues due to enlarged heart because of too much exercise. Have a shower. Apparently showers, the lime scale in them are bad for you, but baths are also bad, washing in your own dirt. Have my breakfast. I get told, the cereal I have too sugary, blah blah blah. Artificial preservatives and thickeners and stuff that are bad for you. I have supplements. They've got stuff in that aren't good for you as well, some artificial things. So I'll eat a bit of fruit. All pesticides on your apples and stuff, that causes infertility and cancer, and you can't get them off just by washing it under cold water. So I suppose really what I'm getting at is, what in life hasn't got risks and potential consequences? Living is bad for you, and to sort of now say, and I get it, but perfumes aren't good for you and it's going to cause this, we're creating this worry culture with everything. And it's not good. It's not good. And I don't mean this, as I said, it's not the research I'm against. It's the headlines where people are essentially telling you how you need to live your life. You can't do this, you can't do that. Underarm sprays, they've got metals in. So when you put them under your arm, it helps, you know, block your pores. But apparently they're toxic and they give you cancer. You know, so I suppose what I'm getting at is, you know, we shouldn't be saying all perfumes are, you know, look, give me the research, absolutely fine, tell me what the evidence suggests, but let's, you know, let's just sort of balance it. Let's just not create that whole everything's bad for you, you can't have it. I was at the gym the other day, bloke came in, he doesn't eat sugar. Well, he does eat sugar. What he means, he doesn't have added sugar to things. He'll have no added sugar stuff. Food is converted into sugar and used as energy. He said, oh, you don't take creatine, do you? Yeah, I do. All bad stuff. Protein bars, all bad stuff. Okay, maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. But it doesn't mean I can't have it. You know, don't take them, he said. Not good for you, mate, you will. Because someone's told him that. He's read that it gives you this, this and this. Is it any worse than certain other things, you know? I love fish. Omega-3, blah, 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 all this. But, oh, there's mercury in fish. That's going to make you ill. So, really what I'm saying is it really irritates me when there's so much stuff and now you can't even put a spray on. Well, do you know what? I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to wear that spray. If there's risk, there's risk. I'm prepared to take that risk because it makes me happy and it's a hobby of mine and I've got no issue then, you know, wearing it. But as I said, don't make people scared of it. Just let people make their own decision. This is the evidence, blah, blah, blah. You know, just let people live. That's the first sort of story. So sensationalist headlines, that's what I hate. And now there's plenty around fragrances that you can't even put on your favourite spray. Absolute rubbish. People live 100 years sometimes smoking. We know that's not good for you. Anyway, so the second one is a bit of a story now, and so please comment below if you agree, disagree with some of my opinions and whatever. Now this is actually a story I'm going to give you, but essentially what I'm looking at here is websites, so fragrance websites that tell you they've got a big sale, make you rush to buy something, and then the sale closes and there's either a brand new sale or no sale, but the fragrance that you've just bought is either now cheaper or the same price. So I'll give you a story of why this came into my mind. A few years ago I bought a Rocha moustache for my brother, £35. Quite happy with that. Sale ended, order processed, all fine. Not been dispatched by this stage. Day closed, sale ended. Rocha moustache, £31. So it's £4 cheaper. Now the night before the sale ended, I ordered it. I thought, okay, the order's not been processed. I'm going to contact them and I'm going to say, I've just bought this, I'd like to cancel it. I've noticed there's a cheaper price. Is it possible now that I can cancel the order? It's not been dispatched, you know, because I want to get the fragrance for 31 rather than 35. Hi Harry, no, unfortunately not. You know, you were happy to pay that price, blah blah blah. We can't cancel the order now, it's in the processing stage. So you're telling me it's not been dispatched. It got dispatched 2 days later, by the way, so not just straight away, that they couldn't have changed it. And I thought, look, I've agreed to pay that price, £35, fair enough. However, you know, is that really, you know, I know we're haggling over £3 or £4 here, but you've told me the sale ends tonight, must buy, so I bought it. And now there's no sale and it's gone down £4. And then 2 days later, when it's been dispatched again, there's a brand new sale, you know, don't miss out, 50% off. I just felt conned because you've told me to buy now because this offer won't last. I've asked to just, can I cancel it so I can, you know, rebuy this spray for a cheap price when there's no sale now. And now you're telling me I can't. And then there's another sale anyway 2 days later. It's not, to me it's not right. You know, I've just had some amazing customer service from Huel yesterday, and I'll show that in a YouTube short at some point. Probably by the time you see this you would have seen it. But I don't know. I just think morally that doesn't seem quite right, really. But if I was gone into buying something, yes, I was happy to pay that price, but I don't know. Latino do the right thing, in my opinion. As a company like that who doesn't need the money, they're doing well. I think they could have just done that for me rather than con me into buying something. But you live and you learn. And yeah, at the end of the day, I was happy to pay that price. But yeah, let me know what you think about it. Was I in the wrong? Were they in the wrong? Difficult one. And then the final one is fragrance influencers. Now, when I say fragrance influencers here, I'm kind of on about people who get a lot of views on YouTube and stuff. Now, fair play to them. They've got a following. They've done it for, you know, they've worked over a number of years to get that. Fantastic, brilliant. Tried numerous recipes, people enjoy watching their videos. Now, I'm going to say it now. I've watched some of those videos and I enjoy some of them. I've enjoyed some, and I've bought fragrances based on their suggestions. However, and what you'll see is, again, I'm not trying to pick anyone out here in particular, and I kind of go back to the thing, it's clickbaity, I know, but there's no such thing as an influencer that knows more than you. There's a few, let's say, YouTube video titles or head, you know, whatever they call them, captions, fragrances that you shouldn't buy, blah blah blah. Now, you know, there was one, I can't remember, like worst fragrances or whatever, but basically telling people that you shouldn't buy these because they're terrible, you know, they're forgettable fragrances. Now, you know, don't buy, there was a video which I watched where it's like, don't buy this, you shouldn't buy this. Well, let's just say I like it. They'll say it's rubbish, it's this, this and this. Based on your opinion, okay, it's boring, it's generic. Yeah, you've tried 100 sprays, but that doesn't mean you know more than the person who's only got 3 or 4. Okay, you know, fair enough. You like fragrances. It's super quiet on the roads, by the way, and you've tried many, but that doesn't mean that your knowledge of them is better than my knowledge of them or anyone else's. It's all subjective. Fragrances are subjective, and I think it's wrong that we tell people that you shouldn't buy this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do. Let people decide if they like a fragrance or they don't like a fragrance. But to say it's inherently bad is not true. Yeah, I don't particularly like some of the safe generic scents, and I've tried many, and I try and use my recommendations to, you know, recommend what I think would work for a lot of people. But that doesn't necessarily mean that my recommendation is better than the person who, you know, has bought 3 or 4 fragrances in their life. You know, it's all subjective. But I don't think it's right telling people this fragrance is bad, why have you bought this one, you're wasting your money buying it. No, they like it, they're not wasting their money. It was a Karl Lagerfeld one, and I just think we run this risk here that we're, and again, nothing wrong, because people have paid to give, you know, they're getting paid because people want to hear their opinions, so I can't knock them for that. But I think there's this arrogance by some of them on there, and you know the ones that I'm on about, really, that they've got this knowledge that you don't have, and I don't buy into that. You know, you're not a qualified, you know, when you're a football manager or a, you know, this and this, you've got a qualification, you've got a degree in this. These people have only got experience through trying and smelling fragrances. Great, recommend fragrances. You've tried so many. Recommend some ones that you've tried that I don't know about that could maybe, you know, help me in the future. Great, but don't act like you've got this science degree that's in perfumery that's going to give you the edge over anyone else. No, you don't. You know, you've stumbled across the following online. Amazing, great, well done. But you know, that's not to say that these people who are watching your channel don't know what they're on about as well. And you know, because you don't like dupe or whatever, okay, fair enough, I do. So yeah, they're my 3 sort of gripes. So the first one was, I do love the buttermint, by the way, I really do. The first one was just sensationalist headlines making people worry. Second one was the Latino buy. So again, fragrance websites that sort of give discounts, say they're giving you discounts, but they're not. We see this with deals online like Black Fridays and stuff anyway. And then the third one was influencers acting like they know better than you. You don't. And fragrances, that is why I love them. I do some videos on it. I get about 8 or 9 of you watch, which is so kind of you. I'm glad you enjoy watching them, those of you that do. But I don't know anything about fragrances, because none of us do. We know everything because we know nothing, if that makes sense. You know, you can't, if everyone knows something, then nobody knows something. If everyone's a world champion, no one's a world champion, if that makes sense. So yeah, let off a bit of steam this morning. I feel better for it now. But yeah, let me know what you think. As I said, it's there's some controversial sort of topics that, yeah, I definitely want to get into. But again, thank you very much for watching today. Obviously, I've got some more fragrance films coming up. I've got an interesting one this week. Thank you to those of you that are enjoying them as well. I'm really enjoying filming those ones. And yeah, like I said, I don't want fragrances to be seen as a bad thing. And yeah, let's spread the positivity on fragrances as well. And I'll be doing some other videos looking at master perfumers, people who have made a good impact in the fragrance community as well. So it won't all be rants, but I thought we'd start the week trying to get some things off our chest. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Nearly there now, so I'll catch you later.